Hi all, let's talk about the new technologies. So in this video I'll be using many pictures and videos in order to show you what is actually happening in the world. So there are certain technologies which are going to change the world completely in the next 2 to 5 years. So I'm not talking about science fiction. So in these videos and in this talk, you might see that this is not going to happen very soon, but then whatever I'm telling you has already been implemented in US, and in order to come to India and commercially be available to everyone, it might take maximum 2 to 5 years. That's it. So now you should understand what they are. Now there are various technologies which are growing very fast. One is machine learning, we shall talk about it, IoT, nanotechnology, neurotechnology, robotics, biotechnology, 3D printing, solar energy and computing. Now because of these technologies, I'll tell you what is going to happen in future so that you can be ready for the future, right? So while choosing a career, you should be really careful now, because by the time some people graduate, whatever they have learned is going to be completely obsolete. Okay, so just be very careful. There is a huge wave of technology going to hit the world, and because of which everything is going to change, and if you don't catch that change years ahead, there is a chance that you might not be able to get the job or your company might not work for many years. Okay, so before going ahead, I want to just give you what has happened in India. So I have done this research. This is actually my research work for more than 4 years. So for the past, I think in nearly 4 years, I have collected all the documents that are available, all the books, all the references, in order to understand why did India miss out on this Silicon Valley, which means whatever has happened on Silicon Valley or whatever is happening in Silicon Valley, the great companies which are being built there, why are they not happening in India? So I found out the reasons. I'll tell you the reasons maybe in one other video, because I need to talk about the history of India right from 1960s. It is about the technology. How did the technology change in India, and why we are not able to catch that boom, and now there is again one more opportunity for us to catch it. So this is the second time it is happening, and every time when a new technology or a group of technologies, when they converge, when certain technologies converge, that is going to build a new platform, and whenever there is a new platform, whoever gets onto the platform at initial stages, whichever country or whichever companies get onto it are going to see huge success compared to the others, and maybe for next few years they will be the ruling. They will make huge amounts of impact in the world. So about that I'll tell you in some other video. Here my focus is just to make it very crisp. So now look at this graph. That is the way how technology is growing. The pink curve is how the technology is growing, and then the yellow curve is how the education means the academics, the syllabus is growing in India. Now if you see it, so the x-axis is the time and the y-axis is the growth. The syllabus, if you observe it, it has been always increasing steadily. Maybe very few modifications have been done. So most of the textbooks, standard textbooks, if you see in India, they were published in 1980s, and then the next review will be adding only few pages, or there will be no drastic changes there, right? So earlier with this kind of education till 1980s there was no problem. In fact, earlier our education system in IITs, especially IIT Kanpur, was far ahead, that people used to graduate from IIT Kanpur, because in the documents which I found out, I was only able to find out about IIT Kanpur. There are other IITs, but then there were no references. I'll just search for them as well, but I'm not able to find. Now coming to this IIT Kanpur, the people who graduated from IIT Kanpur, they are highly capable engineers, mainly electrical and electronics engineers, who were able to program, who were able to even write the programming code. But then in India there were no computers readily available, so that was the position, and the government they classified a computer as a luxury item and it was not classified as a machine. Therefore, in order to import a computer to India, you have to pay heavy customs duty in order to import it. Now the definition, it was funny then, so I'll just tell you this, what has created is, why didn't they consider computer as a machine is because according to the definition, a machine should have moving parts, it seems, and computer was not having any moving part, and that is why it is classified as a luxury item. And there was a huge discussion about this in parliament in order to get that bill passed, in order to change the computer from luxury item to a machine. Now after in that gap, many things have changed, right? So we are not able to catch it. Okay, fine. I'll talk about in detail in some other video. Now here what happened is, IITians, they were graduating and they were sitting idle just because they don't have the computers and they don't have the projects, right? And that is till 1980s. Now after 1980s, the technology started growing, and our Indian education system, or the syllabus in our education system, that has been growing linearly, right? So again, now the difference, if you observe in that graph, is actually growing exponentially. See this? Year by year, you can see that the technology and the education, that graph is growing that way, right? So this is my main concern. Now there is a chance that a student, if he is going to take a 4-year degree, by the time he graduates from that 4-year degree, the world in which he started that degree and the world in which he graduated from that degree are going to be very, very different, right? Now does that mean that you should stop going to the school and then start doing the businesses? If you do that, your business will be disrupted and you will lose everything that you are going to that you have spent. So my advice is, now take the degree and learn whatever are being taught there. They are going to be your basics, the fundamentals, and then you are supposed to learn these technologies, at least some of them, from any other sources that are available, right? And also I am also focusing on that gap. Okay, and now let's see. See, one more thing, you might think that I am talking about only engineering system. See, engineering is far better compared to the medicine now as well as in the future. I'll tell you what. You might think that doctors are going to be safe, and then doctors are engineering jobs might be gone and doctors are required. But then you look at this competition which is conducted by this Qualcomm and then X Prize. So Qualcomm has announced a prize, cash prize of I think $5 million or $10 million for whoever invents a device or builds a device which could beat 10 doctors at diagnosing a disease, which means that handheld device should be able to diagnose better than 10 doctors, right? And everyone thought that it might take a lot of time, but then this April 15th, this month, there were 50 teams around the world, all around the world. They have competed for this particular competition, and 2 teams got finalized and 1 team won. They are able to come up with a device, just a handheld device, which you can have at your home, and without going to the hospital, all your most of the diseases could be easily diagnosed, right? So now what happens to the doctors? They are going to lose the market if that handheld device is going to be commercialized, and if that becomes available as an app in your smartphone, and if it is available all over the world. Then just imagine. Now who has who wanted to build this is Qualcomm. Now from Qualcomm, now everyone will take it, which means all the major companies like Google and Apple, they might buy this technology and they might try to build the devices based on this technology, right? And also you can watch this video about that particular team who did it.
The Qualcomm Tricorder X Prize really was set up to find a way to provide anyone with the ability to diagnose diseases.
And a lot of diagnostics today are very siloed. It might be a thermometer, a blood pressure device, or a lab test. But now in our exponential age, our age of digital and connected and mobile health, what if we could connect those together and put those in the hands of each of us, the consumer, the patient, to make healthcare smarter, more actionable, and more proactive.
The era of just putting blind trust in the medical profession is over, and that's a great thing. Working in the ER is what I do. The majority of patients really are just looking for a diagnosis, looking for medical advice, people that don't have anywhere else to turn. If they had this at home, I mean, it would help 90% of the cases that come to the emergency room. The tricorder that we're developing for this competition, it's more advanced than the tricorder from the Star Trek series. This is hundreds of years in the future from what we're developing. Oh, the top buttons. Oh, nice. That's cool. And they got 3 LEDs, and we only have 2. Our team is really a family affair. Initially, it was just myself and my brother. We realized we need some broader skill sets to really get this done. My other brother's a practicing urologist and an electrical engineer, and my sister's a health policy guru, and bringing in friends that are experts in mobile technology, user experience design.
He has a vision for where this is going, and that really gives us the energy to get this to the end.
Working in the ER, it's been critical in developing this device. We have to get to a diagnosis quickly. You know, we broke down that process of all the diagnostic steps. We took that apart and we coded it, and that's the brain of our system. It's really the art and science of medicine mingling together. This tricorder, coming from science fiction into reality, is amazing. This is the wave of the future. There's going to be tons of these kinds of devices on the market. All of our team members have full-time jobs doing something else. So what we can scrap together on my kitchen table and in my den is what we're putting together. But don't underestimate that. We're going to get this done.
So this particular team, they were a team of family members, and they won this prize, and they are able to build the device completely from scratch. Okay, and in their garage. So using the just available tools in their garage, they built it. Now when a big company takes over it, then they are going to decrease the size of it, decrease the price of it when it is going to be marketed or produced in a large scale. Now then it will be available for everyone, and you can imagine what happens to the doctors, right? So and then Apple, you know, so Apple has been you thought that Apple was just a computer company, but then it is taking over all the industries one at a time. So initially it took over the smartphones market, and then it took over the music market, and now Apple is now focusing on healthcare. So they wanted to put everything in their Apple, some wearable gadget like Apple Watch, in such a way that Apple Watch, their aim is to see that Apple Watch will be able to diagnose cancer, which means it should be able to predict that you are going to get cancer. So if Apple Watch is going to become so powerful, it is going to predict their plan is to predict almost all the diseases, and they want to integrate everything. So everything has been now in a distributed form. They want to integrate almost everything like this. Now if you are going to get a heart attack, let us say, it predicts it based on certain symptoms, and then it will try to inform the nearest hospital, and even it will arrange that doctor at your doorsteps who might not be a human doctor, right? So that is not sure as of now. Now that robo or the doctor will be available at your doorsteps, and even before you get the disease, the doctor is whatever machine that is going to take care of you. Along with that, it is going to even arrange the insurance, right? So everything is going to be automated, and Apple is going to be the biggest player in healthcare industry in future. So that is, as of now we don't know it. That is the project that it is going to try build. Okay. Now, is it good or bad? That is actually depending on where you are going to apply this. So if you are going to if you set all this for rural places where doctors are not available, and also if you take it to the poor countries, right? So actually it is going to be much cheaper. So having these devices than doctors is a cheaper solution, right? So now You can see this. This is the Google Lens. Now the sensor that you can see in that Google Lens in this picture, so that sensor is having all the capabilities in order to detect the glucose levels in your tears and then predict your diabetic levels or something, right? So now, which means that small device is capable of doing certain things which earlier required great diagnosis. Now they are trying to improve the capabilities of this device day by day. See this. So it is not just a fiction. You can see that a person is wearing it, and that is not a problem at all. Now just going out of the context from this healthcare, now if this is the case, which means if a person could actually wear the Google Lens, and if that Google Lens or Google Glass or some kind of device in your eyes, if it could somehow communicate with your smartphone or with the internet directly, which is going to be available for free, then what happens is, as you wear it and you walk around, you can easily see a person, and using machine learning and deep learning algorithms, this lens will be able to send the pictures to the backend processing, and the backend processing, which is in the cloud, will be able to run these algorithms using machine learning and deep learning, and they will be able to identify the person or the object that you are seeing, and just beside that object in your eyes, it is going to project the image saying that this person is so and so, and in fact every information about that person will be displayed right beside him. So just like how you had seen it in Terminator, maybe in 1980s you had seen it, now it is going to be reality. So as you walk, you can look at a person, and now you can know his name. You need not remember the names, so you know that I am bad at remembering the names, right? So it really helps me now. Now you need not remember the names, and then it is also going to show everything, including whatever is available about him on the World Wide Web, like what is his LinkedIn profile, what is his profession, right? What is his Facebook account, what are the recent events that he has attended, what are his hobbies, what do others think of him, what are his reviews. So is he a friendly person, or is he dangerous? Now there will be no strangers. Then you can right away go and meet and talk to people. There will be no strangers, isn't it? So that is this is already being done. Now coming to the algorithms that I am talking about, the deep learning algorithms which are able to identify or recognize the face inside a video. So inside a picture it is already being done. Inside a video is going to have a profound impact in future, which means no one could actually escape, right? So everywhere there will be eyes, and no one could actually no one could actually escape. So I'll tell you one interesting thing about the technology. There is a company in Israel which is able to which has already invented a software. I forgot its name. I'll just Google out and put it in the comments. Now that particular company has come up with this software, and if you could just give it 3 seconds or 5 seconds of a speech, it can tell you what are the emotions in that speech. Are you happy, or are you sad, are you angry, right? And they are building the technology so fast that in future they will be able to take your voice as well as see the face expressions, and then run the deep learning algorithms, and they will be able to detect whether a person is lying or is he saying the truth, right? This is going to have a profound impact on future. So how? Politicians, right? Politics. Now we know that when a politician makes a speech, we never know whether he is lying or he is saying truth. But it doesn't mean that we all need to go to politics and then do it. So maybe technology is going to take care of it. So that is going to happen in future. Okay, coming back to the health industry. So we have seen that doctors, so that is why I was saying, if you know any doctor or any person who is going to become a doctor, just tell him now not to join it. So if someone is going to join MBBS, this is not the right time. See, I can give you even now the live examples. So I have a classmate. She is my friend from childhood, and she is the brightest student. She is the topper in my class, and then she did all the degrees possible in MBBS. I mean, I don't know exactly about that medical field. There is MBBS and then there is PG, and after that also there are many degrees. She got all those degrees. Now she is only one of the handful of the people in India who could actually who is qualified to treat the cancer in children, newly born babies, right? So I was having a discussion with her once, and I asked her whether she knows how to cook. Then she told me that she will be comfortable in taking out the bone marrow from the spine using an injection rather than making a roti. So she is, and it seems that she could even close her eyes and then pull out the bone marrow of a newborn child in order to test whether he's having this, in order to diagnose, right? Now, after even getting that qualified, you know how much she earns. So she made once, she told me a joke that she every day goes to the office, a hospital, in Ola cab, and now that Ola cab driver is earning 50,000 per month, and her salary is less than that, far less than that, right? So that is what is happening now, and in future it is going to be even more dangerous for that field, right? Machines are going to take care, and maybe I'll take some other video in which I'll talk about in detail. Fine. Now that is about the medical or this field, and the next one I wanted to say is, so what about the Uber cab drivers or Ola cab drivers? Are they safe? No. So we are going to have the self-driving cars. So very soon, maybe in India, you are going to see a self-driving car in 5 years from now. There will be no need of drivers, so it will automatically drive. And what happens to the drivers then? They are gone. Those jobs are gone, right? Now when Uber or Ola, these services, when they use these self-driving cars, they could divert, or they could actually use these cars in such a way that everyone will be able to get a ride anywhere, from anywhere to anywhere. So they will be continuously, the cars will be moving without the human intervention, right? And according to the research, even my personal experience, it says that 96% of the time we don't use a car. So buying a car is the worst mistake that you could make if you buy it now. I made that mistake, and all my team members, they made this mistake. So we didn't know, we didn't take this self-driving car seriously 2 years back. So what we did is, and this bank people were after us saying that they will give 100% loan without paying a single rupee, and so I took car, and then everyone bought cars, and now we have to pay the loans. And the fact is, we'll be using it only for 4% of the time. I don't use it even 4% of the time. I have to just put it in the garage. And now the problem with the big cars is you can't sell them. So everything is on loan. Now if you sell it, you will be getting less money, which is less than what you need to pay to the bank. Therefore, if you sell it, you end up paying more money to the bank, and if you keep it, you end up paying the installments to the bank, right? So this is a huge mistake. If you are planning on buying cars, wait, don't buy now. This is not the right time, and it is never going to be a right time. Okay, so just hold on, use the Uber cabs for now, Ola cabs for now. That is going to save you money, and when you need money, you can just use that money in other way, right? So now coming to this cars, what is the advantage that we get in India, especially in India, if we have this self-driving cars is, these cars will avoid. So now there is one more technology called as IoT, right? So we are going to connect every device to the internet. Now assume that cars are moving, and all these cars are communicating with each other, right? Then every car knows where the other car is, and what is the speed it is moving at, and when is it going to arrive at a particular point. Therefore, they will be moving so fast without even having a scratch, and they will be crossing each other so fast that there will be no need of traffic signals. They will communicate with each other, they will cooperate, and then they are going to do it. Now, what will be the impact on other things of this? So when this happens, everyone can reach, let us say now your office is 1 kilometer away, or let us say 1 hour away from your home, right? Now people generally tend to buy properties or homes or rent the homes very close to their office. Therefore there is this clustering happening, right, which means there will be some offices, commercial space around which generally this residential space will be built, and the residential space in the heart of the city is going to have high highest value, and outside in the at the borders, or you can say that at the outskirts, you don't have that much value for the land or for the rent. Now if this happens, if you can reach your office from anywhere in 5 minutes, if there are no traffic jams, if there are no traffic signals, then there is no need of this clustering and there will be uniformity in prices, which means real estate is going to fall down. Now don't invest anything on land right now, because in future real estate is going to get hit, not just because of the self-driving cars. There are various other things. The supermarkets are going to be gone, right? So there are various technologies, so I can give you various reasons. So it is not a right time to do any business related to this one, okay, real estate. And coming to the cars, if you have any idea about starting a business where you want to buy car accessories, when there are no car owners, there will be no car accessories. No one is going to buy car accessories, right? And and even see, if this happens, the entire automobile industry is going to take a huge blow, because no one is going to own the cars, and the statistics say that 15% of the existing cars are enough to commute, to transport everyone from one place to the other. So all the other cars are not required. Now if we need these many less cars, then these many less cars have to be produced, because of which there will be losses for all the automobile companies, right? And then the main industry that is based on this automobile industry is insurance industry. Now that insurance industry is going to be disrupted, which means insurance industry is going to be completely ruled out. So if you want to become an insurance agent who sells insurance policies either to people or to the cars, stop it now, okay? In future people might not need these services. So are you getting it? So if you start a business recklessly without understanding what is going to come in just 2 to 5 years, you are wasting your time, you are spoiling your careers, right? Learn about them, use them, and then catch them early and try to build something on top of them. That is what I mean to say. And moreover, you have seen that electric cars are being built, right? We should thank Elon Musk. Initially people ridiculed that building an electric car which could compete with a motor car, this this motor engine car, this engine car which runs on fuel, is impossible. He built it and he got the award that is the best car of the year, right? So you should thank him. Now it is electric cars which are not, and also that will be solar powered in future, right? So you can see that this particular service, this car providing this commutation or this transportation service is going to be free. When transportation is going to be free, then if you could move the goods from one place to the other place freely, you know what, prices of any food item you take or anything you take is generally because of the transportation cost, which is because of the fuel cost, right? Now because of the solar energy and because of the self-driving cars, the prices of all the goods are going to come down. Till now we have seen the inflation, right? Which means the price of everything has been increasing. From now on you are going to see that. Just observe this trend. If you don't believe me, just observe this trend. From now on you are going to see that the prices are going to fall down for almost everything. Now it is going to start with first petrol and diesel. Now what is happening is this Middle East, they have already observed that this is the trend that is going to happen, and so which means their oil will be useless once this solar energy becomes mainstream, right? So what they are trying to do is they wanted to get rid of the oil from their lands as early as possible, maybe within next 10 years they want to empty the complete oil in their lands, and so they are selling off, right? So whoever wants to buy, they are giving them, and the prices at a price lesser and lesser. So if they don't sell the oil fast, what happens is it is going to be useless in future, right? Now as the oil prices are dropping down, right, many other things, the production of the production and everything is going to be falling for now, and later when you go for the solar energy, everything is going to be down, right? I mean to say that the cost is going to be down, right? Is it a good thing or bad thing? If the prices are going to fall down, it is really a good thing, isn't it? So now what about the other technologies? Yeah, so have you seen this project called Open Agriculture, Open Ag? So we are doing it in our company. So we have a small startup where we are working on building a food computer which grows food in it. So we are working on it in collaboration with IIT Bombay and MIT. So MIT has started it, and now IIT Bombay is also having a team of people working on similar things. So we are having a collaboration with them, and we are building it. The main intention of this project is to grow crops within a computer, which means computer is nothing but a controlled environment. You can think of it that way, right? Now even every plant in future, right, is going to get an IP address. Think of it. So every plant you can get the IP address, and every plant will be sending you the messages about its pH levels, and if it needs water or if it needs nutrients, and it will also send a message when it is ready to be plugged up and eaten, right? So this is a beautiful concept. Now it is going to be initially costly. When is it going to be cheap? Is when it is coupled with the solar energy. See, now if you can think of it this way: two technologies are growing, and when they meet at that point some new platform is going to be built, and that platform is going to provide a huge impact, or is going to create a huge impact on this world, right? Now it is not just one technology that you should be focusing on. You should understand what are all the technologies which are simultaneously growing and which are going to converge. So when they converge, that is where you are going to get a lot of value. And yeah, you can watch about this in that particular so this is in MIT. There is a project called as Open Ag. Now what they are doing is they are uploading the code, right, which settings in this computer is going to produce the best crop. Now there are many people around the world, all around the world, they are collaborating on this project, and we will also be uploading the code in the GitHub very soon. So now what happens is with this if you want to grow something, you can easily grow it in your doorsteps, right? So the future is that at your home you can have a food computer growing the food, and it will grow the food according to your taste. Okay, so more about it later in some other video. And now because of this one, there is a chance that this, when combined with IoT, your refrigerator might be coupled with things. So it is already being tested. I mean, it is in the testing phase. Your refrigerator will be able to communicate right now. So it is already implemented in these refrigerators. I don't remember the name of it. Will be able to send messages to you as well as to the grocery service. These people like Grocer Scott, or what is this? Shah Rukh Khan is promoting some service, right? So I think there is some service. So these services, what happens is this refrigerator will be able to send the message directly to the online grocer service about the items that have to be ordered. Now they will directly deliver it to your doorsteps, right? And you can pay and take, or initially you can recharge and keep it. This is already being implemented. Now just an extension to it, when food computer is coupled with this IoT technology and the refrigerators, then your refrigerator should be able to grow the food. When this is being combined with the 3D printing, we'll be able to print, or we'll be able to grow even meat inside the refrigerator without killing animals, right? So these what do you call them, this animal activists, so they will be very happy to know about this. In future, we need not kill an animal in order to get food. You can actually grow it in your refrigerator and you can have it. Now if that happens, think about what happens to the food markets, the supermarkets. So supermarkets are going to be gone. There is no need of a huge space where you need to start a supermarket. Now if you are thinking about delivering vegetables to, let us say, recently I have seen that someone was saying that everything that you say is a great idea and go and implement it. By the time you do something, that is going to be gone in future. So just see what are the good ideas, what are the bad ideas. In order to understand whether something works or not, you need to understand where the technology is going, where the world is going, right? Just be updated, okay? And now this is about 3D printing. Using this 3D printing, now we can print. So there are already 3D printers. It is not again science fiction. So the picture, in this picture, whatever you are seeing, that dress and the shoes and the watch and even that particular limb, so everything is actually printed using 3D printers. So in future you need not buy clothes. Instead what you will be doing is download the model onto your 3D printer and your 3D printer will just print it. Now if you are going to start a company where you want to produce or you want to build this, in future it is not going to be there. Maybe it is going to be there for 10 years from now, and after 10 years everyone is going to have a 3D printer and everyone is going to just download the models, and for that model they will be paying the fee. Therefore what is a better idea will be, just design the things and then upload the model, and whoever downloads it, you can put some charge for it. That is a better model, right? So think on these lines and not on producing this, right? Don't go and now start selling companies like you want to sell this clothes or you want to stitch the clothes. Don't do that. And then look at this video. So this video is about a boy who is printing a hand by downloading the model design, and he is using 3D printer to print this artificial limb, right? Artificial hand. You can watch it.
Mi sueño sería pues tener una impresora 3D propia para que varias personas no piensen que pues yo me hice mi prótesis y ahí quedó. Yo quiero ayudar a más personas. Yo quiero que niños o adultos que han tenido ese trauma tengan la posibilidad de tener una prótesis económica.
And now coming to the advantages that we get. See, you might say that if all this is going to happen, many people are going to lose jobs. Yes, certain jobs are going to be completely gone, but there will be other jobs, and overall there will be a point where the prices of everything is going to fall down. Why? Solar energy is going to provide us the energy, and machines can be built easily using the existing machines using solar energy, and food can be grown in those machines. Therefore everything that you need, there is a chance that will be available for a very little price. So we'll be able to easily solve many problems, right? And for now, so that is a long vision. Maybe by the time everything becomes free, it might be 50 years or even closer, but the rate at which all these technologies is growing is amazing, right? And when they converge, it is going to create a new platform. And then before that, what I want to say is, in the next 2 to 3 years, or currently, what are the problems that these technologies have already solved is, you might have seen this 3D printing, and that is going to be available everywhere in just few years. You can imagine this: a boy, if he needs a toy, or a small kid, let us say you are going to have a small kid, and now that small kid, 5-6 years kid, is going to have a 3D printer at home, and instead of ordering a toy from Amazon, he will just download the model of that toy and he will directly print the toy in that 3D printer, and that will be available in his hands in no time, right? So they will not have, the future generations, they will not have the patience to wait for toys to come to their home. They are going to do that at their own place. Now imagine what happens because of this to the largest largest industrial market in the world, or you can say production market in the world, which is China. Now Chinese economy is completely based on producing cheaper plastic products. If the 3D printing is going to take away that market from China to the homes, into the hands of the kids, China is going to lose a lot of money, right? So Chinese economy is going to fall down if they are completely going to be based on this production. Okay, now, so then what might happen? So there are various implications. If Chinese economy it reduces, then there is a chance that wherever it has lended the money, especially to US, it might call it back. It might recall all the lends back and loans back. Now when these countries are not able to pay the loan, what might happen? So there are various implications of it. Now I don't want to exaggerate the things. So for now, let's be realistic. So is technology really harmful? No. If you look at Elon Musk, so this is a small team. Earlier, building a rocket was done only by big organizations and few countries, right? NASA and Russia. So few countries used to do that. But then with the advancement in technologies and then with the reduction in prices, even a single small organization with just few hundreds of people. So earlier I think it was more than 60,000 employees who had to work rigorously in order to put together a rocket, which used to fail. It seems, I don't know how many times it used to fail. Maybe I think it is going to 7 out of 10 times or 3 out of 10 times it used to fail. But now it is being built by a small team of engineers who doesn't have a degree in that particular field, right? And they are able to do that. So see this. So learning these technologies is easy, and changing the world using these technologies is really awesome. Now earlier, if you go back to maybe 1980s or even back 1960s, it used to take nearly 30 to 40 years in order to build a $1 billion company. So which means you can think of the example as Walmart. I think it took nearly 30 years in order to become that, reach that $1 billion mark. But now using technology, just handful of people are able to do that, right? So look at this. These are some of the companies which are able to hit that $1 billion mark in just few months, right? Now the average amount of time required to become a $1 billion company for all the companies which did it is just 18 months, right? And look at this problem. So it has solved other problems also. Certain jobs are really completely not useful, that these jobs are so meaningless that people doing these jobs are getting depressed and they are committing suicides. For example, if you have heard about Foxconn. So Foxconn is a unit where they assemble the Apple phones. So it is just an assembling unit, that is a company. Now the employees in that company, they don't have any other work, any other creative work, any other thing that entertains them. They just sit, assemble the parts, and then just move on to the next phone. Now after doing this day and again for years, they got so depressed that they started killing themselves. So it is having the highest suicide rate in the world. Foxconn company is having it. Now they were so fed up about this problem that they have arranged these nets. So when people jump from the building, you can see this picture, in order to catch them, they have set up the nets, right? So now because of the machines, so what is happening is now they have employed machines. Now because of the machines, they are slowly removing the human intervention. Therefore people who are doing jobs that are really not worth or that are really dangerous for them are completely being transferred to machines. Now you can see there are factories which are completely manufacturing the goods with zero manual intervention. So there are actually a lot of companies now running in US which are completely dark. So from outside it will be completely dark, but inside machines will be working in order to produce the products, and the products will be coming out, right? Beautiful, isn't it? So there is no manual intervention completely, and there are many examples of those companies. You can just look at them. And then technology is helping growing crops, vertical farming, so which is going to help the urban regions. And then blind people, I have already shared this video in I think deep learning. Blind people are now able to walk as if they have eyes, right? And also we are decreasing illiteracy, right? So you need not worry about illiteracy problem, that is going to be completely gone. So everywhere people are going to get different technologies in order to learn, right? And coming to deaf and dumb, so that problem is also gone. So people have invented, using various sensors and using various vibrators, they have invented a wearable device, which means a shirt, and now if they wear that shirt is going to produce these vibrations at various parts on your body in such a way that for every word someone says to you, that vibration will be converted into some sentence, and now the deaf and dumb person will understand what the other person is communicating. Now the communication is not through his ears, instead through the sensors in his body, which are implanted not in the body, in the shirt, and the vibrations they are producing, right? And therefore through the skin we are able to send the signals to the brain, which used to happen earlier through the ears. Got it? And we are able to solve many problems, like malaria is going to be cured. So now in order to solve malaria, there is a research going on in this Bill Gates Foundation, that they have designed small laser robots, small robots, which will be able to point out this mosquito which is causing the malaria, and it could exactly shoot its wings. So that great these technologies are developing, right? Now they will be able to see, all mosquitoes are not responsible for spreading malaria, only few of them. Now their research is going on in such a way that they would exactly target the wings, right? And then DNA analysis, right? So the genome, so we are able to genome the complete genome, they sequence the complete human profile. So sequence the genome of complete human profile, and we are able to do it right now. I think the cost is less than $1,000. So this is very, very cheap. Earlier it took, I think the first genome took $1 billion, or yeah, $1 billion, close to $1 billion. Now it is just $100. Now people are predicting that in future means I'm not talking about 50 years, I'm just talking about 2 to 5 years, we are going to get the chip, the price of a chip is going to be cheaper. Therefore, instead of manufacturing a paper, you can actually build a paper using the chips. That it is going to be that cheaper, it seems. Chips are going to be that cheaper. And now, even in your commode, you can have sensors, and they will be able to predict if you have a chance of getting pancreatic cancer 30 years later. So you have heard about this Steve Jobs, right? So Steve Jobs' pancreatic cancer was not actually a problem for just 10 years. It has started long back, which he was not able to find out because we don't have that sophisticated equipment. Now imagine the future where just in the commodes you are going to have the sensors which is going to sequence the genome, and then they are able to find out or predict that you are going to get a pancreatic cancer, right? And then targeted cure means so you can think of it this way. The main problem in curing cancer is the tumor that is formed in your body is similar to the normal cells. Now when you try to kill only the tumor, right, the normal cells will also get affected. See, it is like this. In my body, somewhere there is a tumor. Now if I have to kill it, I have to take a medicine, or I have to do some kind of radiation, right? Now that is not just going to affect that particular tumor, everything around it is going to be affected. We are not able to target it exactly, right? Now we are going to get the technology. I mean, it is almost available. So that is called as nanotechnology, and this nanotechnology is going to isolate or exactly point out or exactly get to the tumor and shoot it, shoot the cells only in the tumor, and it will be cured. So we are expecting that the word tumor, that tumor itself, is going to be wiped out of dictionary in 20 years from now. So that is what the expectation as of now, right? So we might not die because of cancer, because of cardiac diseases, and there is also a cure for brain diseases like Alzheimer's and all this. So there is, most of the diseases are going to be cured, right? And they could even be predicted and cured, right? So if all these things are going to happen, okay, there is a chance that we might find out, yeah, we already found out the reason for aging. So the aging is because when you look at this, DNA and genomes, so when cells replicate, there is going to be a small error. When they replicate, there is going to be a small error in the DNA, and this small error is going to propagate, and because of which all the cells are going to function in not that efficient manner, and this is going to spread, and that is how we are aging, right? Now since we are able to find it out, and we are able to sequence the complete human profile, genome human profile, now human being is actually a software problem, right? So human being is software problem, and this aging is a bug which could be fixed, which means maybe our evolution has not been able to cure it, or it is moving very fast. What we are trying to do is, we are trying to cure it using technology, and if you could fix that bug, there is a chance that we are going to cure the death, and it is estimated that in just 30 years you are going to see some results. Maybe if you could hold on till 2035, there is a chance that the technology will save you from dying. So this is going to happen, and see, whatever I'm saying is all scientific, all proven, and you can just Google out, you'll find documents for everything. You will find research papers and documents for everything that I'm saying. Okay, now okay, why is this curing death has been a priority now is, earlier there were no rich people, or earlier there were no people who are having huge amounts of money. Now there are a lot of richest people in the world that they are having billions of dollars, and if now even if you are able to fix even if you are not able to fix the problem in the genome, you will be able to create some way using which you can transfer your brain, the information in your brain, onto some other machine, and you could still save your that consciousness, or so there is all these possibilities. And again, this whatever I told you is not a fiction. There are companies which are working on it. I think the project is Blu-ray, IBM's Blu-ray is there, and recently Elon Musk also has announced this project, saying that his next target is creating an interface for the brain, so that you could download and upload the data for your brain. I don't know how that is going to be built, but then there are many companies working on this. Okay, till now in artificial intelligence, we are able to produce an artificial neuron, and then we try to mimic the brain. Now what we are trying to do is take the information in your brain and then somehow transfer it into some other neural network, and then use that artificial brain exactly like how your brain works. Okay, so these are all real projects that are going to happen. And as an entrepreneur, if you want to start your own companies, first learn all these technologies, or at least know about them. So if you know about them, you will know what to start, what is a good idea, what is a bad idea, and then you will be able to get which one to start and which one to not. For example, if you have an idea like this, if you want to deliver pizza, if you want to start a pizza delivering service, then you should not think about employing manpower and sending the pizza delivery on a bike. Instead, you can think about sending them through drones. So drones are actually increasing their price performance, doubling their price performance. Doubling their price performance means it is not just the price is going to be halved every 18 months, and also the distance for which they can carry the load, that is also going to increase. Therefore, you can actually think about delivering pizzas using drones. Maybe when you are trying to design this, just think about this. What if a 3D printer, actually it came, which means it is invented. Now we have food printers, which are 3D food printers. You can simply download the recipe of pizza and you could print it at home, and you could adjust all the vitamins and nutrients, minerals, everything according to your taste. It is already being done. Okay, so that is why learning about all this will help you whether you should start a company or not, or what you should be careful about.